Hey everyone, it's Fred Staab and Les Jackson. We are queuing up for the second hour of Cruise Control. We're glad you're along for the ride with us. Les, we're going to talk about an increase in hybrids. A lot of people talking about it, and one guy in particular is the CEO of a very big company. He says if he ever built one of his models with a hybrid system, it would be world class. So we'll talk about that. We're also going to talk about a special edition of the F-150 Lightning. This is the Platinum Black edition.
The Platinum Black. They're going all out on this thing.
Yeah, they certainly are. And it's another kind of gunmetal flat matte finish truck, right?
Absolutely. It's very popular. And speaking of popular, Fred, for those that have a Dodge Demon, I have two.
Oh, good. It's always good to have two.
One piece. There are Go Fast and Look Good goodies you can buy for them.
Yep.
We have a whole list. So
I like that parachute mount. I want to get them one for the Pontiac 5 I drive.
Yeah, you got to have the parachute. Yeah.
Can I get wheelie bars too? I want wheelie bars for the street. I think that would be.
But you have to have a wing.
That's right.
I know how you love wings.
It has to be a Top Fuel style wing. You know, like 8 feet up in the air.
6 feet up. Okay,
yeah,
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, it's got to be that, and lots of decals. Perfect. You know. And then we'll talk about an IC car study on what are the fastest selling used cars in 2023. So that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, there are a lot of them.
There are a lot of them.
And take a ride in the Hummer Earth Cruiser.
Yeah. Look at that thing, man. Overlanding, man.
You know, my answer to that is no, thank you.
It's a camper.
I don't want to ride in that.
Okay. It is pretty nice, though. It's got a kitchen inside, potentially a bathroom, a good, bunk to sleep on. So there you have. Overlanding's very big. We'll talk about that. And then we have also got an at-the-wheel review of the Lexus Rx350 F Sport. Grecian water is that color. That is a cool color, and I really enjoyed this vehicle. I'll tell you a little bit about it and what makes it what's new. It's all new for 2023.
I like that color.
Yeah. All right. We'll be right back.
Control. Your on-air automotive magazine with co-hosts Fred Staab and Les Jackson. Control. Everything you need to know about new and used cars. Control. Industry news. We'll fix or repair your car on the air. Control. Fasten your seatbelts and let us take the wheel. Now, your ride is about to begin. Control. Because you're on Cruise Control. Cruise Control. Cruise Control.
That's right. It has begun. Your ride has begun. Welcome, everyone. It's that time again to head out on the road and check out what's going on in the auto industry. Information you can use if you're buying a vehicle. We'll update you on some tech and some of the new vehicles coming out. And we're also going to have an at-the-wheel review. And joining me, as always, is none other than Les Jackson to bring in his stylings, his automotive stylings. Right, Les?
Yes, for our next number. Anyway, we do have an awful lot to talk about, Fred. And, well, you want to start, or should I start?
You can start about hybrids. Hybrids are rebounding, right?
They're rebounding. I just overheard a conversation yesterday while I was grabbing something to eat. Is this the fastest way to clean up emissions? Well, one executive certainly thinks that way. I have to say, you have enough of them, you make a big impact. So one of his popular models might be going in the hybrid direction.
Yep. Tell you what, too, let's talk about this new edition of the Ford Lightning. It is called the Platinum Black. It was revealed this week. And we'll tell you, I bet it's already sold out. I don't know how many of these they're going to build,
Yeah.
but special edition. Matte Black
This-
again.
Again, very popular.
Yeah.
Just, I like I like shiny paint.
You like-
But anyway, speaking of shiny paint, if you have a Dodge Demon,
and who doesn't?
and who doesn't? There are now a whole bunch of go fast and look good goodies
Yeah.
that and goodies that make it look like it goes fast, like it doesn't go fast. And
It
we have a
goes
whole
fast.
list. Some of them are pretty cool.
Yeah. Jay Leno is involved in a way, too. He has a new line of products, detailing
does.
products. So that's kind of cool. And what are the fastest selling used cars of 2023? Well, we will tell you, and it's interesting. If you have one of them, maybe you want to sell them, right?
Maybe, but then you have to buy something. So
Yep.
double-edged sword there. So also, if you want to, I don't, but if you want to take a ride in the Hummer Earth Cruiser, we'll tell you what it is
Yeah.
and what it might be like. It's honestly, Fred, it looks like Jeremy Clarkson built it.
All right. Well, he didn't build this. This is the RX350 F Sport. I'm going to be testing that out and at the wheel segment. So plenty to get to. Wow, it feels like we covered a lot of territory already. Fred Staab, Les Jackson. We'll be right back.
Here we go.
Cruise control.
And welcome back to Cruise Control. Fred and I are raring to go with this hour, and we're going to talk about something we happen to be quite fond of. That's hybrids.
Yeah.
They're great. They're extremely reliable, and there's more and more interest in them. It's rebounding after kind of being not dormant, but just a little bit on the wane. The question is it the fastest way to clean up emissions? Might be.
Yes.
And we have an executive, vehicle manufacturer executive, and he agrees with us, or maybe we agree with him.
Yeah.
And one of his popular models, which we're going to talk about right now, might go in the hybrid direction.
Yeah, Jim Farley was talking about the GTD Mustang. Remember when that was revealed, and we actually had Jim Owens, the
Right.
marketing manager, on. Check out our YouTube page; that's posted up if you missed that. Talking about the GTD, but during that conversation, he was asked about hybrids, and he said, "Hey, he's a believer in hybrids. He thinks they're great technology." And he thinks they'd be great for the F-150. And he also said if we ever make a Mustang hybrid, it will be world class, and you'll still get the great V8 sound, but you'll also get better MPG. And
Yeah.
I have to agree, Les. I've driven some Toyota products with big SUVs, and they sound great, and they have plenty of power. Matter of fact, if I had an option of simply an internal combustion, a hybrid, or a plug-in hybrid, I would certainly go with the hybrid or plug-in hybrid model. They are more expensive, but I find they accelerate so much better because you get that initial kick with the electric motor, and then the engine and transmission are all up to speed, and then there's that smooth transition. So
That's right, and they do get considerably better mileage. Now, the studies have been done, and you have to drive them because of their price. You have to drive them some 60,000 miles before you're breaking even. However, if you're one of these people like so many who keep them until the wheels fall off,
Hmm.
uh, 60,000 miles isn't very far to go before you're now saving a great deal of money.
Well, I'll draw from
All good.
review that I just did not that long ago of the Nero. The Nero is available, I think, as an internal combustion engine, as a hybrid, as a plug-in hybrid. Maybe it's just a plug-in hybrid. I have to check that. But and as a full electric. But I got like in the low 50s for mileage on the
Yeah,
Nero, which is incredible.
I've gotten great mileage from some hybrids, way above the EPA listing.
Yeah,
So, would I like to see a hybrid Mustang? Yeah,
yeah, I
uh,
think so.
I think it. Yeah, it's a great combination. A cool car that gets 40, 50 miles to the gallon. It's wonderful.
Well, it's interesting how it's all shaking down. General Motors is not really into hybrids. They
No,
are moving away. Stellantis is. You just drove one, I believe. The Hornet was a hybrid, wasn't
yep.
it, that you
New
drove?
Dodge Hornet. Yep.
You'll have an at the wheel review of that coming up pretty
I will
soon.
be reviewing that. It's brand new, and it delivers as a hybrid.
And then Toyota, long the leader in this in hybrids. They keep putting them out. I think almost everything in their lineup will be a hybrid eventually.
Yeah, and
Uh,
they're the world leaders in hybrids.
Chrysler Pacifica, I drove a hybrid there. Big
Great.
minivan, got in the mid 30s, which is great. I
Yep.
think my prediction is, unfortunately, it's going to raise the price of everything. Roughly, a hybrid is about $35,000. Let's say the internal combustion model is in the high 20s. A hybrid's about
Yeah.
$5,000 more, and a
About
plug-in
5,000.
plug-in hybrid's about 10,000 more. You know?
Yeah, and that's where the decision has to be made. You either decide I want to go full plug-in because I drive that kind of a lifestyle, or I'll just go with a straight hybrid.
Yeah, we have friends that
Uh,
are looking at a Tucson, and they're
yeah,
trying to decide between plug-in hybrid or hybrid. So I said, it just depends if you want to spend the extra
yeah.
money and have that all electric. But the choice is yours. I'm pro hybrid. I fall into that category. But when we come back, we're not going to talk about a hybrid. We're going to talk about a brand new version of the Ford Lightning. And it is a cool one. So we will talk about that when we come back on Cruise Control, your on air automotive magazine. Stay tuned.
Cruise control.
Hey, welcome to Cruise Control again. Fred and I are anxious to talk about this product, which is the F-150 Lightning. That's Ford's electric pickup. Very popular, and there's a new limited edition. It was just announced 2 days ago,
Yep.
and it's called the Platinum Black.
Yep.
Uh, I guess that's just a good name for it because the color is what I would describe as a platinum black, sort of a grayish black.
Which would make it a good thing that it's named Platinum Black.
It would be very handy as opposed to big red.
Yes.
Uh, but it's the fact is the Lightnings they just keep coming out with new and cooler special editions.
Yes.
Um, this, it is one more, and it's going to get really popular. An awful lot of people love the black on black
They
look.
do. They do.
And here it is, and it's let's just tell everybody what it costs.
Well, fast facts. This is a fast facts from the folks at Ford. 97,995, and you
Yep.
start with a range of 300 miles. So what do you get for this? You get 22-inch matte black wheels and lug nuts, black Ford oval badging, power deployable running boards with agate black gloss accent, soft shell black tonneau cover, and a distinctive smoked signature light bar, reflective black on black lightning badge that appears to glow when lights flash on it at night. Gloss roof, an agate black gloss roof, which is sort of piano black, I think.
Yeah.
Lightning graphics on the glass above the passenger seating, and a Lux Black Premium Nirvana leather seating surface, and aluminum plate in both trunk and in driver's jambs with limited edition numbering. So it is mostly appearance.
It is, but they're going to limit the production to 2,000 of them.
And they're probably already sold.
Yeah. And of course, you see the word lightning engraved on the moonroof, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. People love this. Matte finishes are kind of weird to take care of. They do look great. Back in the day, we would have called that hot rod primer, right? The guy that never finished his car.
Hot rod, hot rod primer. And now that primer costs you $97,000, but it's applied much, much better than we did with spray cans.
Yes. I wonder what the difference is, what the upcharge is for this. I really don't know. But it's certainly collectible. Certainly, we're going to see this at Barrett-Jackson rolling over and people talking about it. And it is special editions, man. I mean, they keep people very, very involved with vehicles.
And remember that the Lightning is an electric vehicle with a 300-mile range, and it is fast.
It is fast. It is
fast.
Yeah. Let's talk about another fast vehicle. And that comes from the folks over at Dodge, right?
That is correct. Dodge just doesn't do anything slow. And the Demon certainly sits way, way up there as fast of fast.
And now
fastest of fast. And now you can get goodies too.
Go fast goodies. I love go fast goodies. Don't you? Like this cool shifter. You can get a cool shifter.
The shifter looks like a dragster.
Yeah, it's kind of like turning your street car into a drag car. I mean, they've got all kinds of things. Like you can take the back seat out, which is a standard drag racing trick, but they have closeout panels in carbon fiber. They have all kind of after-purchase things. There is a trunk organizer designed to hold Jay Leno's car detailing products, Jay Leno Garage car detail kit. There is a parachute mount, always perfect for street use.
I have one on my Nissan Versa.
Yes.
No.
That always good.
Yep. There's a harness bar.
Yep.
Which these are not inexpensive items, by the way.
No.
And the trunk organizer, which I desperately need a trunk organizer for my car. I am Oscar Madison when it comes to
your
organizing stuff in my trunk.
Here's the thing, when you buy a car like this Demon 170, somebody's going to get all this stuff because they want to have it. If they ever sell a car, like, yeah, I got, and
That's
Jay
right.
Leno signed my
Got all the
detailer
stuff.
bottle,
Yep.
It's a cool car. It's a drag car for the street. You know, one thing I found about driving the Demon, uh, if you ever drove a drag car or follow drag racing, basically you have a trans brake, and typically it's just a button you push in on the steering wheel. You have the RPM set on your two-step to know that you're going to hold it at that RPM. You've got the throttle wide open and your foot's off the brake. You're holding it with the button, with the transmission. You release that button and you go. By the way, I love the car cover that looks like the car. I always think those are funny. I would get one because it's.
No, I think everybody should be able to get something like that.
I think they make
really...
them for Corvettes too. I do.
Yeah, that's great.
I think it's funny. But yeah, but in the Demon, you had to do it through the radio, and
Right.
it wasn't. It should be a thing. You just come up to the line after you do your burnout. You're ready. You stage the car in. You hit the button. You put the go to wide open throttle. The thing sits there on the stutter box, dropping cylinders so it doesn't over rev. And then that last yellow comes on. You let that button off, and boom, the drivetrain gets a big shock.
or you're still pushing the channel button on the radio,
and you get Sirius XM country hits
from 1954.
Yeah, it's like, wow, that didn't go the way I wanted. That was the one thing, and I asked on the reveal of that. I said, well, couldn't you do it with a button on the steering wheel and stuff? And they're like, they told us this is the way it is, or you don't get any of it. I was like, okay, now I understand.
Well, these are marketing breakthroughs, not necessarily technological breakthroughs. So
yes,
that's how it works. And you're right. Somebody will buy all of these
items,
aftermarket products, after sales products.
Yeah,
at your friendly dealer.
Did you know Jay Leno's Garage was involved in putting his name on detailing products? I didn't.
I didn't either, but I watched Jay Leno's Garage all the time. And I've seen an episode where he's introduced his products. I haven't looked into the products yet, but they seem to be pretty nice.
Yeah, and someone will set up their Demon with all of them in the trunk for sure.
Of course.
Hey, let's move on to our next story. The fastest selling used vehicles for 2023. This comes from IC Cars. Actually, we're going to do it after the break, but interesting information. Maybe you have a gem in your possession that will sell big and sell fast.
Me?
But I don't know, Les. We will check that out when we come back on Cruise Control.
Please do.
Cruise Control.
And welcome back to Cruise Control, your on-air automotive magazine. Fred Staab and Les Jackson with you. And we've got a list of the fastest-selling used vehicles. Comes to us from IC Cars. It's iccars.com, a study. Let's run them down. The fastest-selling used vehicles seem to be dominated by, well, two brands, and there's one outlier there. Number 10, Sienna, 39.1 days, Les Jackson, before you sell it, which is fast.
Pretty short. Toyota CHR.
Strange vehicle. I never got that
Strange vehicle, but 39 days.
Yeah. And then the Civic, 38.8 days.
Always popular. CRV, always popular.
Yeah. Honda Insight. You don't think about the Honda Insight that much.
That
38.3 days to
that
sell.
surprises me a little.
Yeah. What do you have next?
The Hyundai Venue, which isn't all that old a product.
No, very
Um,
inexpensive. I've always wanted to drive one, but you can never
I
get
have not,
one.
I
I
haven't been
asked
in one.
several times for it, but
Yep, there's
uh,
none in the press fleets.
Acura RDX, the lone model, different
The
from Honda and
Yeah,
Toyota, 36.8 days.
right. Toyota Highlander, very popular,
Yeah, 36.
36.6 days.
Yeah. Oh, and here's another Acura, the ILX, 35.3 days.
That's right. And the number one, the fewest days, the Honda HR-V, which is 34.4 days. Now, there's something in these statistics that you need to think about if you're looking for a used something, and that is research um, the average days of given models. If you're interested in a Nissan Altima, look up the average days. If you know that it's been on the lot for 65 days, you have a heck of a lot more bargaining power
Oh, yeah.
than you might have thought you had, because they're sitting on that thing and paying interest and everything else.
Yeah, they're looking to
So
move it.
if you happen to love some vehicle that it's been on the lot for 100 days, uh, just walk in there and say, whatever the price is, I'll give you half. Uh,
It's
they
your
won't
lucky
take it.
day. It's your lucky
That's right.
day. I'm gonna
That's right.
just give you this for it. I know you're asking 25,000, but I'm gonna give you 10.
The point is, you really do have bargaining power.
Yeah, you have some bargaining power for sure.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if you would have bargaining power on our next vehicle because it is so new, but I'll say this: overlanding. That's a weird angle, but overlanding, where you go basically out into the wilderness with a vehicle that is capable, all-wheel drive capable, is so popular. There's going to be an overlanding section at the SEMA show this year.
Wow.
So it's getting very
Wow.
popular. And the folks over at Earth Cruiser have upfit a GMC Hummer EV to give you like the ultimate off-road overlander. It has a carbon fiber body, onboard solar power with 605 watts.
Pretty good.
It has conveniences, including a curated selection of appliances and indoor and outdoor showers, 120 volt and 12 volt outlets, purposeful storage, and a flat pack toilet. Just something funny about flat pack toilet.
There is something funny about that.
I believe that might be a toilet seat on a pair of legs. We had one of those as in my early camping days, you know. And you used a garbage bag. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. We yeah,
I
we
left
get
you
it.
speechless on that.
Yeah, I am just refraining from any jokes.
Okay.
Uh,
um, there's
so
a
basically, and it has a TV set.
yes, and
Uh,
a 7-inch diagonal touchscreen system for easy use. Um, I think this is kind of cool. I mean, it's certainly you're going to spend $100,000 on the truck, and who knows what
yeah,
on this. I bet you're going to spend another $100,000 on top of it. But it's nice. It's sort of like a truck camper, pickup truck camper, which basically the Hummer EV is. But it's a nice setup. I mean, I think I would like to try one for sure.
it would. I am not a camper,
But that
um,
flat pack toilet makes you
but
interested.
you're right. I am intrigued, but however, it just I don't know how far this will go off road where you would have to use just it as your camper as opposed to towing one of these small camper trailers,
Yeah.
like the little Airstream,
Yeah.
um, which I personally would prefer over the Hummer, the expanding Hummer. But again, not being an avid camper, I don't I don't pretend to know all the pros and cons.
Okay. Well,
It's pretty good.
there's always a I think there was a pro when we traveled in a motorhome. There was a pro to having one. There's pros and cons to having one piece. The pro is you've got to go to the bathroom or whatever. Everything is there, right? The con is
Right.
you go sightseeing. You've got to take everything with you. So
Well, except whenever I see motorhomes on the road, they're always towing either a Jeep Wrangler or a Nissan Versa or
yeah,
a Prius, and that's your
to get the
go
ultimate fuel
sightseeing.
economy to have a
Oh
giant
yeah,
rig. Do you know in
you're
certain
just
states you can tow a car and then have behind a motorhome and then have a boat attached to the car you're
oh
towing or a
man,
trailer?
no, see, I just
I think you get your train engineer license if you do that, you know?
I this is they ought to write on the side of that motorhome, we're here to burn up the environment
it
as fast as we can.
and certainly, it it certainly is kind of involved. I'll just say that. I'll just say that. Hey, I
Yeah,
want to
I would think.
I want to
Anyway,
get in this story. We got to get some more detail on the EV9. It's a very exciting vehicle. I wanted to do that before the break. Of course, it is the electric EV SUV from Kia, sort of the electric Telluride, if you. And we got some more information. It's designed to go from 10 to 80% state of charge in under 25 minutes.
that's impressive.
Very impressive. 300-mile range in on the long range light trim, up to 379 horsepower in another trim, and 0 to 60 under 5 seconds in the GT line. Uh, this is pretty incredible, you know. So we're getting a little bit more and more details on this. I think this is going to be a big hit for Kia, don't you?
I think just like the original Telluride, you'll have to put an order in way in advance and wait, what, a year?
Maybe, yeah. And it's going to
Yeah.
be assembled in West Point, Georgia, starting in 2024. So,
Wow.
pretty cool stuff. This can do 800-volt charging. Now,
Hmm.
I know Kia has brought that in. Hyundai, some other manufacturers. There was a lot of talk that the Tesla supercharger network can only go up to 400 volts. So I think eventually 800 volts is going to be common, and they'll have to go higher. They'll have to update those things, don't you think?
That's true. And the fact is, if you can plug uh, a vehicle that can take an 800-volt charger, you can plug it into a 400 volt.
It just won't.
It'll take what it can get.
Right.
But you might have a difficult time with something needing an 800-volt charger, or rather, uh, you know, well, anyway, it everything will work. It's
Eh,
just you can't take a plug-in hybrid with a small level 2 plug. You can't plug those into these big chargers.
yes. Well, when we come back, Les, we are going to have an at the wheel review of the Lexus RS350 F Sport.
Mhm.
And welcome back to Cruise Control, your on-air automotive magazine. I'm Fred Staab. He is none other than Les Jackson. Les, it's time for another At the Wheel review. I just love this color. It is Grecian water is the color, and the vehicle is the Lexus RX350 all-wheel drive F-Sport. And this is an all-new vehicle for 2023. It is built on their new global architecture, the GAK platform, lighter, lower center of gravity, high-quality steel, high-strength steel. It has some first-ever features, including traffic jam assist, and a first feature for the RX, advanced park. There are 4 all-new powertrains. And there are a number of different levels of vehicle. I mean, you can get a RX350 front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive. That comes with the 275 horsepower Turbo 4. You can get a hybrid version, an RX350H all-wheel drive, with a total of 246 horsepower. You can get an RX 450H Plus, and then you can step all the way up to the RX 500H F Sport Performance all-wheel drive with 271 horsepower. But that that is quite a range. But let's talk about the one that we have, and that is the F Sport 350. As I say, the first thing that sticks out on this vehicle is the color. Grecian Water is the name, and just a beautiful, beautiful vehicle. If you're not familiar with the RX, it is kind of their sporty version of their vehicle. It is a 2-row vehicle, 2-row crossover, and ours was had a starting price of $56,600. That had the turbo 2.4-liter engine and an 8-speed automatic transmission with all-wheel drive. Just a beautiful combination of the color and those kind of gray, cool color wheels. We loved it. They're 21-inch alloy wheels. The F-Sport package, by the way, gives you a lot of visual goodies, including the wheels, the trim, the pedals on the inside of the cabin. You get that embossed headrest on the inside, the ventilated seats with upgraded bolsters. You've got those the F Sport sills, the F Sport pedals, the F Sport mats, and then on the inside, this RX benefits from the new Lexus system, the touchscreen that has both haptic controls and an actual volume control for the radio, which is appreciated. You get charging. There are USB-C and USB-A ports everywhere to charge everything you got, plus the wireless charging. Gets the stubby shifter. And one thing I liked are the door panels with that sculpted sort of cloth look. On the back, pretty decent leg room. You get your accoutrement, including heated seats and the air conditioning control. Out back, fairly generous storage, of course. Yes, Les, the first aid kit is there. I know you love it. You would miss it if it wasn't there. This vehicle was so new, it even had tags on it on how to open your rear door. You can drop the seats from the back pretty easily with the push of a button. When you do drop them, they don't really go flat, so you will have a bit of a ramp when putting things in, kind of a pet peeve of mine. But I did like that you got this cool temporary spare on kind of a cool black wheel. Under the hood, we have that 4-cylinder turbo engine, and it did a great job of propelling this along. Kind of got a minimalist engine cover for Lexus.
That's un-Toyota like.
Yeah, normally everything's covered in black plastic, but a good-looking vehicle. It's got the Lexus grille, and they call it a spindle design. When you look around the side, it's got some pretty swoopy trim with the chrome that breaks up the kind of black trim and the chrome. A lot of flowing motion in this vehicle when you look around the outside. I just thought it was a quality piece. I really did. I really didn't have anything that I didn't like about it. I mean, the style in the back might turn some people off. I kind of happen to like it. And let's talk a little bit about what we had. So the base price was $56,600, and then we added the cold area package, digital rear view mirror for $200, the premium triple beam LED headlights, which come in at a whopping $1,565, panoramic glass moonroof $500. Mark Levinson surround sound system with Lexus interface with 14-inch touchscreen display. Drive Connect with cloud navigation. That's actually a subscription service that you would have to subscribe to. 4G network dependent, so it will have a 4G network connectivity in there. $2,265. Power rear door with kick sensor. When they mean door, they mean hatch, $150. And then advanced park, $250. Panoramic view monitor, which we love, $800. Traffic jam assist, which also requires a Drive Connect subscription. Not quite sure how much that is, $620. Courtesy dealer sticker, no charge. Hey, there you go. That's good, right?
Yeah. How nice.
So, manufacturers suggest a retail with options $63,050. Delivery was $11,550, so that brings you up to $64,200. Mileage, not terrible. 28 highway, 21 city, 24 for the combo number there. I mean, remember, you can get a 246 horsepower hybrid drivetrain as well. I don't believe you can get that with the F Sport though, but you have a lot of options with this vehicle, a lot of decisions to make when you go to buy it. But I just can't get over the color. I just think it's one of the best factory colors I've seen in quite some time. As I said, the F Sport also is available. In the F Sport, you get exclusive front and rear bumpers, a piano black grille and accents. There's piano black accents even on the door handles, which is kind of nice. I like that. It really was a subtle way to black out a vehicle, but without making it all, matte finish. It's a great looking vehicle, quality piece. As I said, cloud navigation is available. I'm not quite sure what the pricing is on that, but I enjoyed my time in this vehicle, and I thought this would be a quality vehicle to drive around. It's got all kinds of safety features on it: the Lexus Safety System 3.0, a pre-collision system, proactive driving assist. It has road sign assist, lane departure, lane tracing assist, intelligent high beam, and all-speed dynamic radar control with curve speed management. So you're completely protected with this. Hybrid, I think, would be interesting to check out. You also get wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto capability, and as I said, probably every USB port that you could ever use in your life.
And then some.
That is the Lexus Rx350 F Sport. We hope you've enjoyed Cruise Control. Time for me to say I'm Fred Staab.
I'm Les Jackson.
We are going to see you down the road.
Bye.